You know how you always think of taking videos right after it's a little late? Right after it's a little late? Well, here's the beautiful Ficus macrophylla that I planted in the barren wastelands of the center median in front of our nursery. It's very obvious to the passerby where our property ends and where the property of Richmond starts. I love Richmond, don't get me wrong, but you know, need a little help. We came out here planting some succulents one time, we got yelled at. Let me repeat that. We came out here one time, planted some succulents, and we got yelled at by a city official. Whatever. Anyway, look, you can see the holes we started. We started digging these holes, and they came out and said, "You can't be doing this out here. You know, unless you're dumping garbage or broken glass or other types of garbage or your mask." See, that's a poem. Glass, mask, kind of rhymes. If you're not doing any of those things and you're doing something else, you're busted, buddy. I wasn't here, so I'm not sure if that's the exact voice, but that's the voice that I imagine of the city official who scolded us for trying to make it look pretty. Let me re-emphasize. Whatever. Anyway, so here's my tree. Hopefully they don't come over here and tell me that, like, you know, because we didn't plant it, we're cutting that tree down. Most beautiful tree in the world. Didn't cost City of Richmond anything. Look at this big, beautiful leaf. Gosh, it's so pretty. Huge. Anyway, so it was starting to branch out kind of low, which could be kind of fun. But in this case, I wanted to branch out high because it's going to need clearance from vehicles. This is probably year 3 this thing's been in here. Let's see. Here's the trunk right there. I actually have a buddy who, one of the founders of YouTube, believe it or not, he's the guy who kind of taught me how to do my channel. I did some work for him. He took a big liking to this tree and he actually collected seed from a very famous tree in Southern California. Started growing it and he gave me this one and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna plant it right in front of my nursery. Boom. So this one's for you. You know who you are. There's only 3, so anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut these side branches off right here, here, and then let the main leader grow. So it's gonna look a little funny for a little while, but it's growing so fast now that it's gonna be fine. And I think it's to the point where we don't even need to water it anymore. It's probably gonna do fine on its own. Think about that. Big, beautiful, green, evergreen tree in the middle of a wasteland that doesn't need any care, water, fertilizer, or anything. We never fertilize it. It's growing in this nasty dirt. It's still totally green. And yeah, that's the story. So people wanted an update on how my ficus is doing. That's how my ficus is doing. And they made a nice little, this road here, it's a 4-lane road. It doesn't really need to be 4 lanes anymore. It used to be the main thoroughfare to get to the bridge to go to Moorten. And then then this used to be a beat 'em and kill 'em liquor store, B&K Liquor. I remember in high school, I was always afraid to go buy this place. And then I did buy this place. And I turned into a flower shop. Anyway, they built a freeway over here, which created my nursery that cut out all these homes. And that's how my land of my nursery came to be. Some guy down here bought it in an auction, Caltrans, held onto it for like 10 years and then sold it to me, made a tidy profit. And I've been trying to make an even tidier profit ever since. So this road now doesn't need to be 4 lanes because now there's a freeway over there. You can see there's very little traffic. And I had heard that they were gonna do some interesting things like making a bike lane or something here. Because the Bay Trail goes right by here and people ride their bikes. They made a bike lane across the bridge going to Moorten. So look, they came out here. It's gotta be the cheapest bike lane ever. Anyway, it's a bike lane. But I don't know how long it's gonna last. Look at this asphalt They just put asphalt on top of asphalt, and it really should be concrete, reinforced, and all that. It'd be ideally like little planters along here and stuff, but they just went and put a asphalt curb all the way down. I'm willing to bet they got some federal money to create a bike lane. They got like $10 million, and then they spent $100,000 putting this asphalt curb in. But it's a start. I'm not sure where all the other money went. We had a mayor once who somehow lost all the money in Richmond, and her quote was, "We just don't know where all the money went." Seriously. Anyway, but yeah, I love Richmond. Don't get me wrong. I was actually born here, and now we have a bike lane. One lane for traffic, one lane for bikes. And then when you ride your bike through here, you can stop at Golden Gate Palms and visit our special little tree. Hopefully it'll still be here. And now it's time for me to go home, do a bunch of office work. Because that's what, I started this business because I thought, I want to work with plants. But the only problem with that is the only people that get to work with plants are people that I hire. The owner has to do endless office work that has almost nothing to do with plants, which I didn't think about that part. Anyway, that's the deal. There's a bicyclist that hasn't quite figured out that there's a bike lane over there yet, but they soon will. And come on down and visit us sometime. It's a pretty fun place. We've even got a bunch of jungle cats back there, seriously.